And how many of you are considering being a partnership? So we're going to talk about that today and some of the things that you really want to look into before you decide to go ahead and partner with somebody in business. Some of the things to avoid, the things that are really important, the things to consider. These are oftentimes things that most people don't really talk about. And so you can find yourself in partnerships that really are not working for you or for your business. So we're going to talk about that tonight. But of course, before we begin, of course, we got some ground rules. We got some, some housekeeping. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're here every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. Go ahead and subscribe because sometimes we do pop-ups. So we want you in the loop when we just do a pop-up. We want to make sure you get that notification. Not just your PayPal popping, but your YouTube popping too with us. So go ahead and do that. Also, go ahead and like it and share it out. Share this out on Twitter. Share this out on Facebook. Share it with your peeps who are in business or who are thinking about going into business, or, they've always been talking about it for years and years and years. Oh, yeah, I'm going to go into business, and they still haven't done it yet. Go ahead and share it with those peeps. So go ahead and do that. And if you haven't already, of course, we have our resource list. We talk about this every week if you watch us, but we got to talk about it because when you spend so much time compiling so many resources to help you with your business, it is something that we need to let you know about over and over and over again. So our resource list is a free resource to you. Free resource to you. You can get the link. It includes over $10,000 worth of business resources, from workshops to products to services, everything that you need to get your PayPal popping, your business booming, and your life and your relationships to explode. So we want you to grab that. We update it. If you want to advertise your business or your product or your service in there, this goes out to, hundreds of entrepreneurs. Go ahead, contact us. You can email us at boot2boom@gmail.com. So you can advertise with us, or of course you can also advertise on the show as well. So go ahead and get that. And of course, you also want to join us on Facebook. Join us in our Facebook group, Boot2boom Entrepreneur's Journey. If you are new to us, again, we are all about helping you from bootstrap to booming. That is what we do here on Boot2boom. We're the #1 live streaming show to help you to do that. So you can join us in our Facebook group and talk to us in between shows. We're here every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, but we're always in the Facebook group. So go ahead and join that as well. And of course, invite your business peeps there too. So I think that's all my housekeeping. And just let us know you're there. We're in the chat. We are monitoring the chat. I know sometimes y'all see me like looking away. I'm really paying attention to you all. I'm just monitoring the chat. So go ahead and post in there. Hey, say what's up. Comment. We do read your comments. Ask questions. Let us know that you're there. Where did you come from? How did you hear about us? Was it Facebook? Was it Twitter? Was it a friend? Was it a Oompa Loompa? How did you hear about the show? Let us know. Let us know that you're there, and we'll definitely be chatting with you live as we're talking to you as well. All right? So those are all the little housekeeping things. And now that we got that underway, we can go ahead and get into this show. Like I said, this is Boot2boom Unplugged. So, this is not scripted. I don't know what I'm going to say. Jessica probably don't know what she's going to say. So hopefully we don't offend anybody tonight. But yeah, I don't know what's going to come out of my mouth because it's just not playing. Hey, that's what you get. So anyway, before we go ahead and do all of that, let me introduce my amazing co-host, Miss Jessica, a.k.a. Jaw, a.k.a. Face. She's already started making faces, so you already know what I'm talking about. Jessica is an experienced online business consultant that has over a decade in assisting SME business owners within the digital media sector. Throughout her 25 years of experience, she has worked with well-known Wall Street and Fortune 500 companies, television celebrities, healthcare providers, leading public figures, and community leaders. Jessica believes that everyone has a purpose and that God has put her here to help you. And she believes that you're here to help someone too. So she wants to help you to show up and show out in your business by creating your own show. She's all about helping you to create your own platform like Boot2boom or a podcast or something digital in that nature. So if you are interested in starting your own show, your own podcast, your own digital experience, go ahead and hit her up at bit.ly/talk2job. So that's my co-host, Miss Jessica.
Thank you, Avalaura. So now I have the pleasure of introducing you all to my amazing co-host and also the founder of Boot2boom, Avalaura. Avalaura is an internationally celebrated intuitive consultant and life coach who takes her clients from whole to wholeness in their life, relationships, and business. She guides them through a powerful healing process that helps them discover who they are, who they wish to be, and how to get there. So if now's the time for you to live a freedom-focused life, detox yourself of limiting beliefs that no longer serve you, and create an unrecognizable reality, then Avalaura is the guide you've been waiting for. So you can get a consultation today by emailing Avalaura at avalaura.com, which is super duper easy, right? So tonight, like Avalaura said, we have a bit of a doozy of a topic that a lot of people don't usually talk about. However, it is a topic that we should talk more about and we should discuss a lot more. So Avalaura and I wanted to devolve into this conversation because it's a conversation that we've had offline as a team. And I know that it's a conversation that will benefit you in your business, as well as open your eyes up to some possibilities, because it definitely did so for myself, and as well as Avalaura. So with that all being said, Avalaura, do you want to get us started and kind of go in on our topic tonight on partnerships, or where would you like us to begin on this one?
I'm bowing down to you. Work it out.
So, okay. So let me put on my good glasses, my good eyes. So we're talking about partnerships, and I think what usually comes to mind when we think partnerships, we think of collaborating and going in, half and half, right? And so it's really like a marriage. Like when you meet someone and you get that fuzzy feeling, and you're like, oh, we will mesh so well together. That is definitely what a partnership looks like. But however, we need to also step back and go, okay, wait a minute. Do I want to be in this partnership because it will be mutually beneficial, or do I want to be in this partnership because it just looks really sexy and I just want to be, with it, right? I just want to be somewhere near it because I think it'll help me propel, which you should, but it should be mutually beneficial. So let's see. In my past, I'm going to talk about the past. In my past, I started a nonprofit organization, and within that nonprofit, I decided to go in with a relative. That was not a great idea. Let me just say that. Not a great idea. I ended up, telling this person what I wanted to do, and they were excited and all that good stuff. Well, this individual ended up starting their own nonprofit that was similar to mine, but did have something that was a little bit different, right? And we've since come to terms with, and we've apologized to each other and all that good stuff. But it was really hurtful, because we were supposed to be working together in one organization, but this individual decided to start a whole other organization that they felt like, oh no, I can soar by myself. I don't really need you. And it was kind of like, wow, well, it was initially my idea, and I was telling you to start something just so we could do it in collaboration with one another, and you kind of took off. And
so what was the breakdown? How did they just decide, okay, we're going to go from doing this together to, I can do this on my own. I don't need you.
Really, truthfully, and like I said, since then we kind of mended, so I don't want to put it out there and start up a whole nother thing about it.
And then not for that purpose, but people need to hear, kind of what to look for,
Me, myself, I'm just trying to tread lightly and not go back to that place. So not because I'm cool with answering the question, but at the same time, let me just put it out there. Hey, we're cool, we good, girl, it's all good. But back then, what had happened was we were going on a national TV show, and at the time I was actually working with another organization, but basically, let me just put it all out there. It was bloggers. So we're all bloggers, but we were all coming together to do like a mom blog thing. So it'll be a bunch of mom bloggers with their own blogs, but we all kind of help each other out in partnership, all that good stuff, right? So I told the family member, hey, why don't you go ahead and start just your own like little blog that'll come into, you know, continuation with mine, and we can do this together. You know, you have because their personality is a lot different than my personality. I'm kind of the executive, corporate, silly, you know, that crazy blend, and they are more of the, looking for a good word, I'm gonna say ratchet, not bad ratchet, but just like, you know, tattoos.
I got you.
Yeah. So mom, right? So it's like bringing those two moms together in the world where we can all come together and all be sisters, you know, all strengthen each other. And so we went on this TV show, and it was a big thing, and everybody, you know, was proud of it. It's like, oh my gosh, it's amazing. Mm-hmm. Well, after that is when it kind of switched. After that news appearance, it was kind of like, whoop, you know, it went all the way south.
So basically, ego got involved.
Yes.
Okay.
The people I was working with, I decided not to work with them anymore because I was the person that got them on the TV show. However, once we got to the station, it was like, you just sit down and be quiet and let us handle this. And I was like, oh, no, that's not me. That's not Jessica. I got us on here. I'm definitely going to say something. I kind of went in. I started dancing on the show. I took over the show. They were upset about that. So long story short, I cut ties with them. Was like, you know what? That's not going to work. And I'm like, let's just me and you do this thing. And so we did an event together. And it was a beauty event where we had moms. It was for Mother's Day. So mothers came in. We did like something like 20 moms. Got a free makeover, their hair done, makeup, everything. She found the person to sponsor it, did the whole shebang. Well, it turned into, instead of it being our event, her event. Mm. And I got there, and she had business cards, banners, and I'm like, I didn't know any T-shirts. And I'm like,
wow.
I don't have it. This is the beginning stages before I knew everything I know now. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know I was supposed to have all that stuff. And it was only her it wasn't like,
oh. So really y'all didn't even talk about that. Y'all did this whole event, but nobody talked about the marketing and how that was going to be and how it's going to be
blind. We were totally blind. I was totally blind to it. The only thing I knew is that I wanted to have a blog and I wanted to help mothers. So that was the only thing I knew. So I was more of a tech
part of this, then, for everybody listening, is having that vision and talking about and making sure that you have a common vision, that you both agree on it, and you're both working towards that vision.
Exactly. And I think a big piece of it too was, you know, this was before I'd hired a coach. This was before I'd really, you know, I was the techie person. So I'm telling her everything she needs to do to build her blog, put it, you know, do the Facebook page, you know, connect Twitter, you know, everything she needs to do to build up a following and all that other good stuff. But as far as the whole holistic view, this was my first event. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I had well, you know what? Actually, I take that back. That was my second event. So the first event I did, she couldn't really participate. She was still working. So I went ahead and I did that event. So now in retrospect, I kind of feel like maybe that event was getting back to me for the first one. But I didn't intentionally do that. Intentionally. I was already, you know, I'd already put it together. I'd already did everything. So now in retrospect, it makes me think, oh, you know what? She probably did that to get back at me for the first one. But I didn't have T-shirts. Wow.
So what, you know, so what were your takeaways, your ahas, your lessons that, okay, you know what, if I'm going to partner with somebody, this is what I need to do next time, and I'm never going to do this again?
Yeah. The big piece of that was, number one, to do my research. And like you said, have a vision in common. What's the overall vision for me was, I just wanted to get paid. Really, truthfully, I was like, just get my blog some unique visitors so I can get some sponsors or get some brands to partner with me and make some money. Because back then, that was my whole focus. My whole focus was just, you know, being a mommy blogger and having people visit my site so that I can get brands to look at me. So that was my whole vision. Her vision, of course, was different. So really my takeaway from that was, like you said, making sure that we both are seeing eye to eye, communicating a lot more in better ways. And I think that I've done that a lot better. We didn't have a contract. We didn't have, you know, and then two, working with your relatives, right? Because I'm thinking we all homegirl. We don't, you know, and she was on a completely different
The relatives are the worst ones sometimes. Woo, nobody does you like family.
family. Ooh, ain't that right? And so it really did. It really messed up our whole. Because then it got to where our daughters weren't talking to each other. You know, and they're cousins, and they're like best bud cousins. You know, those grew up together. So it got to a place where, oh, now they're not talking. And then we'd see each other at events, and it was like, and it was like, wow, really? You know? So, yeah, so I was hosting an event. Someone had asked me to come host an event, and I'm up on stage, and I'm knowing she had her table, and she's doing her thing, and we didn't say anything to each other. And it was like that for a while. I was very, it felt like a dagger in my heart. I was so hurt by the whole, really, you know, emotional. I really wanted to quit and give up, but I didn't. And I think that's a big piece. And I think everything that we do, we have lessons, right? We all learn lessons. Everything that we go through is just a big old opportunity and a lesson that we learn. So, yeah, I learned I'm not going to do anything else to say like that. I'm not real. That's number one. But then number two, to understand that I have to communicate a lot better, because I really didn't communicate very well. So for you, Ava, give us a situation that you had. That was mine.
You know, I haven't done too many, I guess, big partnerships. Like, you know, so one of the things that I've done in my business is pretty much been just very short-term partnerships, which I think has been really good. And what I mean by short term is like maybe we just partnered on an event. You know, we partnered on a workshop or a retreat or, you know, something like that. And I think that's a good way that if you're new to partnerships, or if you're just not sure, it's a good way to start, so you're not locking yourself to anything long term. You know, usually if it's a workshop or something like that, maybe it's like a couple months, a few months. And really it's just part of the promotion of the event, the actual event, and then maybe a little bit of whatever it is that you're doing after. So those are pretty much the partnerships that I've done, those really short term. So the first long-term partnership that I did was definitely a wake-up call, because
and with the possibilities way too fast. And I've had to combat some of that in my recent years. In my recent years, I've had to step back and go, hold on, let me take a minute. Let me truly actually find out from this individual, you know, what's going on, how I can help, all that good stuff. I absolutely, I just want to see everyone win. And I'm one of those unique individuals that, I hate the unicorn thing, so I'm not going to use the unicorn thing, but I am a unique, you know, there's only one in a million of us. I'm a real one. I like to say it like that. Like, I'm really real. If I partner with you, or if I'm helping you in your business or whatever it is, I want to see you succeed. And it's not for my own personal gain. It's really because you know, and really may be for my own personal gain. We're going to psychology, right? I really get off on helping someone win. You know, and that's when I feel fulfilled, is when I see someone else achieve whatever it is that they want to achieve in their own lives. So I've had to, over the years, step back a moment and go, that same individual might not feel the same about me. They actually may want to see me not win. And that's the reason why they want me to come on board and, you know, be up underneath them, because they're actually trying to stifle my growth and, you know, basically want me to do everything for them so that they can propel themselves. So they're only thinking selfishly, while I'm thinking, oh, we could all have something, like you said, rainbows and fuzzy, you know, teddy bears and stuff.
You know, I think that is such a great point, though, that you said, is that you fall in love too quickly. Yeah. And I think that that is so key, because, you know, and again, everything that we're talking about in terms of a business relationship really truly applies to your personal relationships as well. If you're doing it in your business relationship, more than likely you're doing it in your personal relationships, and vice versa. And, you know, how many times do you know, women, I mean, I would say women tend to do this a lot, that, you know, you fall in love with a dude too quickly. It's just like, oh, he cute. Oh, he got this. I'm in love. And then you ignore all of the signs, because you're already looking ahead at getting married. You already done planned out the wedding. You picked out the baby's names. And he's just trying to get over. Like, you're not even noticing that, because you way down yonder, you know. And so, that is such a key point, because a lot of us tend to do that in our personal relationships. So one of the things that you just made me think about is that look at what are the things that you do in your personal relationships. What are the things that you do wrong there? What are the things that you know you need to work on? And take that information. If you are deciding or thinking about being in a business relationship, know that those things are going to come up in your business relationships too.
Yep.
If you don't address it, they're going to come up.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So I know for myself, I have to step back and I have to just write a list. And then I also have to do an observation of the individual and then take my time. For me, my brain works so fast, and I really truthfully believe I have ADHD. Haven't been diagnosed with it, but I swear to you, I think I do. And I'm just like, yeah, we could do this, we could do that, And like you said, I'm already forecasting. We're gonna be in Black Enterprise. We're gonna be in. We're gonna be on that. We'll be on Access Fest on the stage. I'm already forecasting where I think this business relationship is going to be. We're going to be talking to Gary Vee. We're going to be, who else? Eric Thomas is going to be in our events, giving motivation. I'm already there. And that person is probably just like, so you do it. And I'm not seeing it. I'm working, because I will get in and I will jump in head first. And I will start working away, slaving away, giving away all my time, not even focusing on none of my stuff, because I want to help someone else. And you're right. I do the same thing in my personal relationship. So I have to step back and go, hold on. I'm just as important as that individual is. And my business has to succeed as well, because if my business fails because I'm helping them, that doesn't help any of us, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So again, if you're just tuning in, we're talking about business partnerships and what are some of the things to look out for when you want to partner with somebody, and what are some of the things that you really may want to stay away from. And so two things that we definitely talked about that are important is having a common vision, is making sure personality wise that obviously that you can get along with this person, because it's a marriage. Right, you need to like this person. You need to be friends. You need to be friends with this person because y'all communicate.
You need to date.
You need to date. You absolutely need to date. You absolutely need to date. I mean, so true. You need to see this person in different situations. You need to see how they are when they get angry, how they are when they're depressed. Because let me tell you, in business, those emotional highs and lows are real. What do they have going on in their life that may distract them, from the business at hand? All of those things are so important. So looking at that, looking at their strengths, looking at their weaknesses, looking at your strengths, looking at your weaknesses. And then, like I just said also too, is making sure, looking at what you do in your personal relationships and understand that that's going to be a mirror for what you're going to do in your business relationships too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, buddy.
So I know one of the things that we're talking about were their, sort of famous relationships. I know you were talking about like Jay-Z and Kanye, right? And sort of some famous partnerships that have fallen apart. And we see this all the time, of course, in Hollywood. We see celebrity marriages, which I tend to look at like a partnership, really, because sometimes we don't know how many people actually got married because they love each other, they want to be married, or it's a partnership. We don't know, right? But what happened with Jay-Z and Kanye, and how did they fall apart?
So I have to tell you, I don't have the whole story. I'll just give you what I got, though. So with Jay-Z and Kanye, basically Kanye pulled away from Tidal because of some kind of, it had to do with like a song or something to that effect. But anyway, the whole gist of it is, we all know that Jay-Z and Kanye have had the biggest like partnership deal thing going on with Tidal, right? And so when they split from each other, and we all like, they're out there, and it's so funny that we're using like a marriage, because they really are. They're like the bro marriage, right? They when you are for real, they were the bro marriage for a minute. Anytime you saw Kanye, you saw Jay-Z, and they were all, Negroes in Paris, and hey, we Kanye and Jay, and they was in the cars driving around, and they was like, we love each other again. And then all of a sudden that came crashing down. And then he released 444, and he said something about Kanye, which I believe it was something about him going through depression and how, you can't, I'd have to call my husband in here to give you the whole 444. I haven't listened to it. Don't shoot me. Don't take away my
I haven't either. I don't have time, and I don't. I just don't care.
I
So,
just really,
yeah.
I don't either. So, the whole news about them breaking up was kind of odd, right? Because they are supposed to be the bros. They're the bro marriage right now. And they're like the symbol of two guys. Now, granted, while we talked about this a little bit offline, but let's look at the past of Jay-Z's relationships. And I was talking to my husband about this as well. Jay-Z does not have a good track record of having collaborations, right?
Oh.
Yes, he doesn't. Look at him and Damon Dash. That's not, that collaboration. And that's a great way for you to kind of look at your business relationship
Yes.
as well.
Look at their past.
Look at their past. So while you're dating, the same way we date guys, we need to date our partners in business and go, okay, in your past relationships, what happened? In your past relationships, were you loyal?
You got that divorce. Why did you get a divorce? Why did that happen?
Exactly. Why exactly is Dame Dash saying that you cat and all this stuff, So I think if Kanye would have taken a moment to go, you know what? Because he was in that early relationship as well once it started to dissolve, So that's just a great way for you to look at it, right? Kanye and Jay-Z's relationship now is pretty much on. I mean, I think he said something to the effect of their kids can't play together or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, like it's really.
So kind of like what you were talking about, like you and your cousin.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and our kids started to turn against each other because we were against each other, and I was like, that's not, So for me, seeing that is where I was like, I got to reach out, and that's not cool.
So that, I think that's another good point for people to consider. I think a lot of times when we are in a dispute with someone, right, or we are not getting along, we're having a disagreement, whatever term you want to use, I think that we get really caught up in our own feelings and our own emotions and what's going on with us. You kind of get real selfish in that moment. And what happens is you don't think about how, what you're doing is affecting the whole. So how it's affecting your kids, how it's affecting your other relationships, what happens, because ultimately, again, like it's a partnership, a business partnership is like a marriage. So more than likely, it's not going to just affect you. It's going to affect other people. It's going to affect your customers. It's going to affect your clients. What is it that's really going on here? So, I think that's even more reason to really, like you said, date your potential partner. Think about these things first, because when you have a falling out, it is going to affect your business. It's going to affect your clients. It just is. It's going to affect other people. And if you are really caught up in your own emotions and feeling betrayed and feeling like, this person hurt you and all this stuff, you're not even going to be thinking about that. So meanwhile, your business is going to be falling apart because you're not thinking about your clients and your customers. You're thinking about yourself.
Yep. And that's hard to do. And I'm going to tell you right now, just be human about it. If you need to take a moment, take that moment. Cut off your phone, cut off whatever, distractions you may have, step away, and then come back clear. Because you are foggy and your vision is just clouded when you're in your emotions. And it's human, it really truthfully is. And no one can tell you how to feel in that moment. So for you to sit down and try to speak to someone about it or rationalize and then say, what you think I should do and all that other stuff, don't do that. Just take a moment, step back, cut everything off.
Come see me.
Take a deep. Go see Avalaura.
Seriously, see somebody impartial that's going to tell you the truth. That's not just going to have your back. Girl, you right. Oh, that was wrong. No, you don't want the enablers. You don't want the naysayers. You really want to see the truth.
That's the first thing you want to do, and that's why I said it, because that was the first thing I did. I went to people that I knew was going to have my side, and I was like, yeah. And really, in retrospect, like I said, it should have just been, okay, let me have a conversation with this person. Let me step back, So with that being said, I still continue to get in partnerships because I'm a helpful person. That's my nature, but I also need to understand that I can help, but I don't need a partner. So that's my
so in that,
after these last two.
So is that, maybe redefining partnerships or feeling like maybe partnerships are not for everybody?
Exactly. And you're not supposed to partner with every person you meet. And like I said, I fall in love easily, so I have to understand that for me, it's, it's okay. It's cool. You can help somebody. but you can help without actually signing a document and having to be inside of their business and having to do everything and saying, oh yeah, we're partners, da, 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 da. You really can help from a distance and from afar. That can be something as simple as sharing a Facebook post. You know, it can be simple. It doesn't have to be so detailed and oriented where you're inside of their business to actually help. Because I've seen so many people say, I need help in my business, and I'm a sucker for that. So I must say, I get used a lot because I'm a sucker for that. I'm a sucker for people that are saying I need help and no one else will help me because I understand how that feels. So I'm like, well, I'll help you.
And so another really valid point that you're bringing up is that it's really important to know who you are.
Yep.
Know your stuff and own your stuff. Know who you are, the good, the bad, and the ugly, so that you can go into this partnership real and say, okay, I'm a helper. Let me not go into a partnership with a user because I'm going to get used. I mean, you're not going to change anybody. A snake is a snake is a snake, right? So you're like, well, dang, why are you using me? Because you're a helper and you let them use you. So knowing who you are is really also very important. And, you know, and I think this discussion is so timely because this is the age where everybody's talking about collaboration, right? Where that's like the in thing to do is collaborate with everybody. And I'm here to say that collaboration is an awesome thing. Like I said, I've had a lot of short-term collaborations that have really been great for me, been great for my business. I'm doing like 3 right now. However, it's just, you know, really being able to frame it and look at all of these things so that your collaborations are successful and that they don't hurt you, and you don't go in, I tried partnering with somebody, or I went into business and it didn't work out. That don't work. Yeah. And it's not necessarily that it doesn't work. It's just that maybe you didn't go in with the right intention. They didn't go in with the right intention. You didn't look for the warning signs. You didn't date your potential partner first. You didn't look for all these things. You didn't communicate enough. All of these different breakdowns, and that's why it didn't work. And so sometimes we have to go into those relationships with people to kind of have a learning experience so that you can go into the next one.
What's the indicators? Let's talk a bit about that. What are the indicators that you should not go into business?
Everything. So for me, just because of, just being a life coach, right? And just really working with people and studying people and just understanding just human psychology and what makes us tick and what motivates us and what inspires us. I just don't believe that anybody should go into any type of partnership if you don't know who you are.
Okay.
Just don't do it. If you don't have a clear understanding of who you are, do not. And this goes for a marriage, a business. Don't do it, because it's what's going to end up happening. Law of attraction. You're going to end up a lot of times attracting your opposite. It's going to be a bad experience. If you're a healer, you're going to attract somebody that need to be healed. Ask me how. So indicators, if you don't know who you are, don't do it. If this person's personality does not match your personality, don't do it. Now, when I say that, it doesn't mean that y'all got to be buddy alike, because I don't want anybody just like me. A good partnership, you're going to have different skills. Don't ask me to do marketing. Can I do it? Yeah, but I don't want to do it. That's not what I do. But I can go out and network. I can go out and form relationships with people. I can, nurture relationships. I can be the person. I can be the advisor. I can give you good, solid, sound advice. I can map out a strategic plan. But don't ask me to do marketing. So you do want a partner that's going to balance you out, that's going to have different skills from you. That's another thing, because I think a lot of times people go into partnerships maybe with somebody that they like, and we tend to like people who are just like us.
Yep.
So you do want them to have different skills. However, exact opposites, if you are calm, serene, peaceful, and this person is just loud and obnoxious, that may not work on your soul. Like that just may not work for you, dealing with this loud, obnoxious person when you were just all about zen and being calm and, I just want peace.
Exactly.
So you got to look at that.
Yeah. And then you know what? Now that you're saying that, and it may attract you because it's something that you don't have in your own life. So it may, like I said, you could fall in love easily. You could just be attracted to, oh wow, they're out and they're being outspoken, and they're all that other good stuff. And let's talk
until they being outspoken on you. Because if they gonna be outspoken on everybody else, trust and believe, y'all have an argument, they gonna show you just how outspoken they are. And if you can't deal with that, if you're sensitive, it's not gonna work.
It doesn't work. It's a done deal. And then also too, not to allow celebrity factor to cloud your vision. All right, that's a huge one, because you have so many individuals out there that maybe they've worked with Lisa Nichols, or I'm trying to think of some other people. I can't think of nobody else. But maybe they've worked with a bunch of different people, and you're like, oh yeah, because they've worked with them, then they must be great.
They say all that glitters ain't gold.
I'll tell you right now, nope. Nope.
Yeah.
So really understand.
I've seen that more often than not.
Yes.
Fortunately.
Yeah. And because someone, what is it? Because who does a lot of forwards? What's his name? The motivational speaker, Les Brown. Because Les Brown did the forward. He ain't on his team for a reason. So think about those things. Really take that into consideration. And I think for my big piece, and I'm going to pass it over to you, Ava, I think, for me, whenever someone doesn't seem like they have, for me, what's really huge, and this is only for me, I'm only talking from my own personal, this is just me, you have to have a website. Like, if I cannot work with you.
Jessica is all about social proof. So she wanna make sure that you can show and prove. She want to see who you are. Yeah.
It's a website, and it doesn't have to be the fanciest thing on the blog. I'm not saying they got to have integrations and movement and all. No, just something that says who you are, what you've done in the past, what you're doing in the present, and a way to contact you. That's it. That's all I ask, And I feel like if you don't have that, then that's an indicator to me that I can't work with you. I mean, it's one thing if you get your website done, your website's down for a minute. Yeah, gotcha. But I mean, like, you had the domain name. You've been sitting on it for a year. Oh yeah, I was supposed to have it up, but I don't want to pay Squarespace $15 a month. Like, really? Like, no.
And that's important because, and so that's going back to knowing, really who you are, knowing what's important to you, right? Knowing what you value. And so, and for your particular business being in digital media, having a website is important. You don't want to partner with somebody who doesn't have a website, where for me, it's not necessarily as important. Would I like you to have a website? Yes. But, for my business, for personal development, for really helping people to live their best life, for helping people to heal, to work through their stuff, I don't really care if you have a workshop, a website or not. And a lot of times people, particularly back in the day that I used to partner with, their websites sucked if they had one. I mean, healers just don't have good websites. I'm gonna just be real. They sucked. So, but that wasn't as important. I mean, do you have some people? Do you have content? Do you know what you're doing? Do you know what you're talking about? Those things were important to me. If we decide to put on an event together, are people going to come, or is it going to be all my people? And I'm like, why did I partner with you? Because all 20 of those people are my people, and you brought in one person.
One person, yep. See, now, that for me indicates, because I do a lot of stuff online. So for me, it's like, if you don't have a website, where am I sending them to? If I'm trying to refer business to you or what have you, and I have to say, I just lied. Your website does need to look nice. I lied. Because I I'm a website snob. Because it does need to look it needs to just look okay. Just okay. Not super duper, not extraordinary, but just okay. And I feel like if you don't have some type of web presence, especially in 17, almost 2018, even if it's a blogger site. I mean, like, I don't care what platform it's on. I don't care if it's a Wix, a Weebly, a Blogger. I don't care.
Okay, now I have to say I care about that.
See?
I do. I mean, yeah, I'm looking
No,
at
I've
you
seen
like
some
this.
Wix sites that have been dope though. I've
They
seen some
don't,
Wix
but
and some
the
Wix
fact that you got a
dope.
Wix site and you just won't pay for it,
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie, I'm a snob about email addresses. Like if you're still using Hotmail and Yahoo, I'm side-eyeing you. I just am. Like if you're in business, you should be promoting you, not Gmail. My email address is avalaura@avalaura.com. I am
Well,
promoting my website. I'm not promoting Gmail.
I'm promoting Gmail. Sorry.
I'm not promoting Yahoo. I'm not promoting, man,
See?
Web Rocket. What did we just say? I was like, what the heck?
Rocket Mail?
Rocket Mail. I was like, what? AOL. I'm like, they still make you? Anyway, that's the unplugged part. Anyway.
See, that's what I'm saying. To you, that matters. To me, that doesn't matter.
That would drive me crazy.
I understand why you have a Gmail, because really, truthfully, for me, I don't want to pay the extra fee to have the extra. I really just don't.
I have Gmail too. I love Gmail. Well, there's no extra.
So I got to figure out how you didn't do the extra.
Yes, there's no extra money in that.
Because everything I signed up for told me $50 or $5 a month, and I was like,
no, it is not. It is not. It absolutely is not.
We got to check.
Yes.
So we got to break that down. But so yeah, so that's my thing is websites. Ava's is emails. And I think and it's just being real. It really, truthfully, is just being real. Be real with yourself about your business. Be real with yourself about who you're going to partner with.
Yes.
If they come to you and they give you a business card and you go and I got to be real myself. My website is down right now because I'm playing with it. But really, truthfully, it shouldn't be down for a month or a couple of months. It shouldn't be down for a year. It should be down for 6 months. Like, that's ridiculous.
And even if it is, you should have a web presence, really is what you're saying. Yeah. You should be on social media. There should be somewhere that you can redirect people where they can find you. Because truthfully, people half the time don't even go to my website anymore. They just hit me up on Facebook. It just happened today. It happens all the time. When people want to set appointments, they don't email me. They don't go to my website. They literally hit me up on Facebook. Hey, I want to make an appointment for this. How much is it? How do I pay? Oh my God. First of all, let me just say, Jessica, thank you for Square Cash. I love it now. I was like, oh, you want to pay me now? Okay. Forget PayPal. Square Cash, there's no fee. I just literally sent the request and it was paid like in a second. I said, OMG. Thank you. Yep. Thank you. Yeah. So some place where you can be found.
Exactly. So Square Cash is the business, and if you do not have a Square, but anyway, we'll do a whole nother session because
I was like, yes, so here's no PayPal fee. What?
Girl, fell in love. So and you can text it. I was like, and I can text it, and I get an extra $5.
Yes, that's what I did. I texted it because I had their text. I just sent a request, and I mean, literally, I sent the request, and it was paid like the next second. I said,
yes. So, anywho, that was a little sidebar. That was the unplugged part. But you're absolutely right. You are absolutely right. Because here's the thing. If you don't, really, truthfully, people are going to Google you. They're going to look you up. They're going to find you. And the only reason I say a website is because that way you can have like all your content in one place, which you can still have on Facebook, all that good stuff, of course. But just so you have that presence, like she said. If you have a Facebook, and really truthfully, I'm even dwindling it down just a little bit to Facebook pages. Like if you just have a Facebook page, or Twitter, because you can't really.
It's hard to engage.
It's kind of hard to do that.
LinkedIn is good.
Oh, and LinkedIn is awesome. Oh, I'm starting to fall in love with LinkedIn.
You love LinkedIn.
I told you.
Some of my best clients. LinkedIn. But but one of the things that we're talking about, and I think this is important, because you mentioned it, stay away from that whole kind of celebrity status thing, because sometimes we look at that and we say, oh, they know so-and-so, they know so-and-so, they must be great. Or we go in thinking, oh, they know so-and-so, they're going to connect us with them, and they have no intention of ever doing that. I think, though, what's really important is looking at, in terms of your partnerships, is, and I'm going to just say it, people are on different levels of their business. So me being in business for almost 12 years now, more than likely, I'm not going to partner with somebody who's been in business for a year. And it's not because they don't necessarily know what they're doing, but there might be things that they're still working out, they're still learning, what have you. I'm going to be in business or form a partnership with somebody who knows what the heck they're doing, who is seasoned as well.
Yeah.
So that's another important thing to look at. Like, if it's a newbie, do you want to go into a partnership with somebody who is new? Or do you want somebody who is more seasoned like you?
See, and that's where I get hung up, because I'm such a helper. I'm like, oh, you just started. Let me show you everything. Let me give you all the tools.
Yeah, see, that's a coach. And
yeah.
Then you become my clients.
Yeah. See. Yeah, that's me.
I will tell you, I've certainly had people who wanted to collaborate with me, and in similar profession, a life coach or do healing work or something to that nature. They want to partner and I'm looking like, how many people are following you, right? Yeah. I got almost 5,000 people on my Facebook. I got, I don't know, like almost 10,000 on my LinkedIn. What are you bringing to the table? What are you bringing me?
Yeah.
You got 500 followers and you're trying to partner with, you're trying to partner with me because I know what the heck I'm doing.
I agree.
No, that's not a partnership. You need to be a client. Hey, I'm
need to be a trainer, right?
It is what it is.
Need to be a trainer. Intern.
And then, then maybe you could be a partner.
And that's okay. So great segue, because I was just about to say, like I said, I'm a helper, so I'm gonna help y'all. All right, Avalaura ain't trying to mess with y'all. I'm gonna help y'all. If you knew.
No, I am trying to mess with you as a client.
As a client, but okay, she don't want to partner with you though. But I'm gonna tell you, okay, I'm gonna help you. If you've been in business for under a year and you want to connect with influencers, because you certainly should, I think the best way to do that is to offer to help them. And I think a lot of people talk about this, but it isn't talked about enough. You need to offer to help them in some way, shape, or form, because you may know something that they don't know. Don't think that just because you just started an online business or whatever, realm you're in, that you don't, they couldn't possibly talk to me, or I don't have anything to offer. Take a look at their stuff. Take a look at what they're doing. See how you can add value, because you definitely can in some realms. If they can't write blog posts, and you're like, this is powerful, help them rewrite their blog posts and say, hey, I saw some things in your blog post that, was kind of off, but what I did is I went ahead and fixed it for you. Here you go. And you think that person is going to be like, ooh,
right.
This is good. So think of different ways that you can bring value. I think, in essence, that's what Avalaura is saying. If you're wanting to partner,
wholeheartedly agree with that.
Table. Bring something to the table, and don't knock yourself down just because you don't have the experience. How do you get the experience if you don't connect? You will never get the experience if you don't connect. So you need to connect. So I wanted to make sure I said that.
No, that's a great point. It's a great point, because I cannot even tell you how many experiences I've had where people say, oh, I want you to mentor me. Oh, I want your help. And I'm like, what am I getting out of this exactly? And they never came to me in that way of offering to help. They came to me with, this is their stuff, and they looked at me and they know that I could help them, but I'm like, what are you bringing to the table? Whereas if they had approached me with just that, hey, you know what, I see you doing XYZ, you have this event coming up. Let me help you with this event. Let me market this for you. Let me do this, or let me do that. Of course I'm not going to turn that down. Of course I'm going to say, sure, thank you. I appreciate that.
Exactly. And I think in our community, it isn't something that's spoken about a lot. In other communities, they do it a lot because they understand the value. They understand it. Now, for us, we think, hey, we black. Girl, you black, I'm black, let's do it.
Right.
We should just automatically. And while that, I think some of that is valid, at the same time, you need to have something of value. There should be an exchange. There shouldn't just be me give you something, you just take. There has to be an exchange. So let's start to talk about that, and let's start to get that word out that if you want to connect with Avalaura, because I've had the same thing happen to me. Someone's like, and I kid you not, as soon as I got on the phone, I want you to mentor me. I was like, I don't even know you. Like, can we say hello? Can we, can you?
Same thing. I get on the phone and you proceed to waste my time for 20, 30 minutes talking about you. Uh,
Exactly.
nah, boo,
No.
no.
I was like, yeah, no. What I can do is I can refer you to somebody that may be able
No,
to help.
what I'll say is no. Well, it sounds like you need my services.
See, for you, yeah. For me, I'm like, look, I'm teaching you stuff. So if you want to learn it, you must pay. Especially coming in that respect. It was not, it wasn't authentic. It wasn't, it was just straight gutter. You need to help me, help me. And it's like, well, I don't
I'm
know
black,
who you
black.
are.
I'm a woman. You a woman.
Yeah, we black. We need to
I'm
help
a
each
mother.
other.
You a mother. Like we got all this in common.
You mentor me. What? And then like that, it was like, sister, like, girl, can we build a bond first? Can we have a relationship? That was the biggest piece. They did not take the time out to understand who I am. Just because I put up, y'all don't get me twisted. I'm gonna be real quick because we got some plug. We're on Boot2boom Unplugged. Do not get me twisted just because I put up little fun, crazy videos and I'll be dancing around. Okay, I can get real with you real quick, especially about my business and stuff. I am from Richmond, California. Okay, don't play.
Like,
don't play.
I'm from Richmond, the murder capital. All right, you better recognize.
The FBI has put us down as number, I think it was 3 or 4. Like, we right after Chicago. Like, don't play. Like, don't play. So
I'm from Connecticut. I'm harmless.
I'm saying, I'm really not, but y'all don't believe that. I'm gonna tell you right now. Do not. Avalaura might be wearing them hair wraps to be out, but guess what? I'm just gonna say, I seen a whole nother side of PNC. Here's a whole nother. So
I know how to defend my boundaries.
Yes, she
does.
Don't mess with her teeth.
With a smile.
Look, don't mess with her teeth. Let's just say that. Don't mess with her teeth.
Oh, stop!
This is my tea. I don't know. You can ask that guy over there to bring you your tea, but this is mine. Anyway, that's a little inside joke, but you guys, it's funny. So with that being said, you guys protect your boundaries and know that bring something to the table, exchange value, all that good stuff. So I think we're at the end of our show now.
We are. Just real quick, I do want to give a shout out to people in the chat. Thank you all. We do see your comments. And so they were kind of really agreeing about the Hotmail emails. Yeah.
Okay, and then what do y'all think about our website? So we want to
didn't really say much about the website, but definitely agreed or thought it was an interesting perspective about knowing who you are before you go into a partnership. Also understanding that we don't necessarily need to be friends to make the partnership work. So some really good comments over there in the chat. So if you're not in the chat, hop on over. We love to see you there. We do read your comments. So thank you all for participating. We appreciate that. Yeah.
and know that since we're on YouTube, you guys can leave comments when we're not here, when you're just watching the replay. So definitely leave comments for us. Ava or I will jump in and answer those. Please don't think I'm crazy because I'm claiming Richmond all the time. It's just what I do, right? Born and raised in Richmond, like Compton. But anyway, so yeah, I think this is a great conversation, and I want to know from you all what else you guys need help with. What are some things that kind of irk you and get on your nerves about partnerships? And also, I'd love to have another conversation, and I'll speak with our team about this around LinkedIn, because I don't think a lot of people really understand the gem that is in LinkedIn. And they don't know how to connect. And we definitely need to have one about networking, because we were at PNC, and I'm going to tell you right now, I know we talked about this before, but it was still on my mind. It's on my mind every time now that I go somewhere and I'm trying to connect or talk to someone. Don't monopolize people's time. We got to definitely talk about how to network correctly in our community.
Yeah.
Right? Because really, truthfully, that's what we were talking about. We were talking about how do you network correctly.
How to properly network men and women. Because men, When y'all find a sister girl attractive, y'all get a little ratchet. That's
Yeah.
not cute. That's not cute. Nobody want to do business with that. Don't think because you come in with compliments, people want no.
You're absolutely right.
Mm.
Yes. That
So
and then talking
yeah, we
about
do need to talk
sister,
about that.
we definitely need to have that conversation because that's a huge one. And I think that a lot of people just don't have, I was having a conversation with my husband, and then I'll be quiet so you can end this, but we have to teach our next generation that's coming up after us how to act, right? Because we had, I'm going to put this in a musical sense, but it's also very relatable to business. We had Earth, Wind, and Fire. We had, I can't think of the OJs. Whenever they would win an award, they would say, tell us, give us feedback on what was happening in music culture. Like, you guys need to stand up. You need to respect your women. You need to da-da-da-da-da-da. Well, this new generation of music inspirers, they need mentors themselves.
Yeah.
Because they aren't going back and saying, hey, you guys, and that's why a lot of our generation in music, I'm using music right now, are all messed up because they don't know how to act. No one's told them. And I think for us in business, we have to know because somebody needs to tell us. We have all of these big gurus out there, and I'm going to get real black for a minute, just excuse me, that are largely Caucasian or of other ethnicities that we are looking up to them to tell us how to do it when it's totally different running a business being in this skin. It's totally different. We have to go through different battles. We have to combat different things. There's different barriers that come up against us. However, we keep having these conversations in private when we need to open these conversations up so that we can expose our next generation that's coming up after us. Like Avalaura said, there's no reason why we should have people calling us and saying, hey,
right,
mentor me. This is what I got. This is what I do. This is da-da-da-da-da. Why aren't they trying to build a relationship? Right. Why aren't they trying to help first? Before, seek.
And let me tell you something, just get to know people. Listen, I had one woman. Let me tell you something. She studied me. You hear me? She studied me. Because she sent me an email. She said, I would like to take you out to brunch. I mean, who don't know I'm a foodie?
Yeah.
You're speaking my love language now. Oh, you wanted to? Okay.
Yes.
She studied me.
Yeah. Huge. That's huge.
I won't forget her. She's cool. And she's come to my event. She supported things that I've done. That's how you build a relationship.
That is huge. And you hear it all the time, though. You hear that all the time from other people saying, take them out to lunch, buy them coffee. How many times have we in our community actually done that, though? How many times in our community? And for us, it may not be lunch. It may not be coffee. For us, it may be buy them their favorite album. Buy them their favorite CD. If they're always talking about rap or what have you, send them a link to iTunes to download something for $1.99. Like, who can't spend $2 for them to download a song on iTunes? Think of creative ways that are a little bit different because it's us, and we value different things.
Yes.
So, I think it's a great way to end it. This is a great conversation.
No, great. This is a great conversation, and I love this. So y'all, so just inside, right? Jessica thought this was going to be a 15-minute show. And I was trying to tell her, this is not going, just because we are the guests tonight does not mean this is going to be a short. She was like, oh, this is going to be a short show. I'm going to be done. No, boo. No. Because we know how to talk. And, and this is a really important topic, and I think that you all need to hear this. And so, definitely hit us up. You can hit us up on YouTube, also in Facebook, and you join our Facebook group, Boot2boom, Entrepreneur's Journey. Get in there. What are your thoughts? What were your ahas? What were your takeaways? What did you learn? What is it that you're going to be able to take and utilize in your business? What questions do you have? What are some other topics that you want us to talk about? Do you want us to come back and sometimes it's just me and Jessica? I mean, it freaking is our show. Do you want us to come on here sometimes and just talk about different things that we're knowledgeable about? Because it is great to, interview people, and we've had some phenomenal guests, but we have a lot of wisdom and expertise within ourselves that a lot of times don't necessarily get shared because we're interviewing someone else.
Very true.
So let us know what you want to hear. Let us know what you want to know. Let us know areas in your business that you need assistance with. Again, we are here every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern to get your PayPal popping, your business booming, and your life and your relationships to explode. Hit us up. Join us on Facebook. like our YouTube, subscribe. Go ahead, and you need our services. You need to get your digital media work on. You need to really work through your personal relationships and your relationships with others, or you have some other healing work that you need to do. Hit me up. But this is what we're here for. This is what we are. This is what we come here every week for, to really educate you, to inspire you, to motivate you, and to help you to really grow and flourish in your life and in your business. So we definitely
we'll talk about Ike and Tina too, but Ike and Tina can wait till.
No, we're not going to talk about
that. Was a bad partnership. That partnership was horrible. No, actually, it was good for music. Not so good for the. Okay.
Oh, it was great for music, but no.
They made some good music together. That was one that actually worked. That actually did work if he wouldn't have, if they. So here's the thing.
Ask Tina if it worked.
No, it did, because she would be Tina without it. I think that's a good, great segue to the end. Look at how you could take those bad relationships and grow from them, and then how you became the great person you are. Because she let him have it at the end. She's like, oh no, boom, boom.
And make sure you do your healing work and you get help doing that, so you don't have to go ahead and repeat it over and over and over and over again. Because a lot of you aren't learning the lessons. You are repeating the cycle.
Yeah, she did kind of repeat it, didn't she? I don't think she got hit, but
it wasn't right away. Read the book. Forget the movie.
Okay, what about it next time?
Anyway.
Huh? Oh, okay.
It's time for us to go. Good night, y'all. We'll see you next week. Boot2boom at 9 p.m. Eastern every Tuesday evening. Again, we are here to get your PayPal popping, your business booming, and your life and your relationships to explode. Have an amazing evening, guys. Good night.